By the way, the phrase or the term semantic layer is one of the top 6 things listed as something people have no idea what the heck we're talking about when we use that, phrase. So maybe let's pull up and define that just a little bit because it's thrown around all the time, and it can be a little bit confusing, particularly from people who are outside the AI bubble.
Yeah, so let's talk some concrete specifics. So the semantic layer is not just your data, it's how you use your data, it's the knowledge of the business. So a concrete example might be, when you ask a large language model a question like, how are we doing against our competitors? Well, let's say you have competitors in one segment that's maybe medical wear, scrub suits, etc., but you're also in the athleisure market as well. And so it knowing semantically where you're at in the conversation of where to go pull data in the context of the conversation, when you said, how are we doing against our competitors? It was in the medical segment. And so it knows exactly where to go and pull that data to understand those competitive pressures and then what good looks like. And so it's giving you those rules. And then even beyond that, it starts to give you thresholds around, if something happens at this level, it goes to Ben. If something happens at this level, it goes to Nicole. And so it goes beyond traditional semantic layers that we built for dashboards, like Ben was saying, where there's humans on top of it. And now we have to make them machine readable for an agent to be able to take action. So it's that embedding of the knowledge of your business so that models can act or agents can act on behalf of your business.
More simply said, it's the language that your AI needs to understand your business, right? And I like what Jim says a lot at our company and on these podcasts, which is if you think of AI as a really smart new hire, you wouldn't give them, you wouldn't just throw them into the company and say, "Hey, good luck." You're giving them training, right? That the AI deserves the same onboarding a full time hire would in terms of understanding what urgent activities are, what does revenue mean in my department, who needs to be looped in certain decisions, and how do different departments interact with data in different ways.
Is building the semantic layer a one-time activity? Is it a forever activity? Sort of how do you get somebody going on that front?
Yeah. So the beauty of the semantic layer is you get massive lift from an initial take. So it's just good old fashioned traditional consulting going in and understanding what your processes are. So even, what we're seeing just empirically at a construction company is going in and just having them define what their processes are and realizing where there's gaps and where they're doing things inconsistently across the enterprise. And so even doing that exercise of defining the semantic layer can identify gaps in your business that humans can take advantage of even before you start to build your agents. And the challenge we're trying to avoid, we used to say this all the time, like garbage in, garbage out. The problem with large language models is it's not garbage in, garbage out, it's garbage in, plausible but wrong out. It sounds decent, it sounds almost right because they're able to operate at that level, but it's wrong. So getting that layer right, and not only that, but also defining the guardrails of what a model can deliver as output.